You are now listening to the soon-to-be #1 podcast for music and entertainment, The Blastcast, and I'm your host, just some guy named Jay. Now, before we start, I want to give a shout out to Mono Baggens. Mono Baggens is a New York-based rapper who has a single out by the name of On Fire. It's definitely on fire. You need to check it out. I'm going to put all that information in the information box below, put his links down there, put the links to his music. His name is Mono Baggens. Check him out. All right. Now, what I want to discuss in this podcast is Kylie Minogue. Australian pop disco singer Kylie Minogue being signed to Jay-Z's Rock Nation. All right. And basically what I want to say about that, it's been going on in the Yahoo News and the AOL News and all these different, all these different blogs and things, the Huffington Post. Everybody's talking about it like, oh, it's this big thing, And you know what I want to say about this? Kylie Minogue is signed to The Rock, so you know what that means. You know what that means, right? Absolutely nothing. that's what I think it means. Kylie Minogue, I think this is just one big publicity thing to just kind of get everybody oohing and ahhing and everybody talking about the topic. Veteran disco singer Kylie Minogue is going to be signed to the Rock. And blah, 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 and they're making a big thing. I think actually it's just a tax write-off or something, or some kind of big publicity thing to get people talking and get people excited about what business moves Jay-Z is making right now, and and I guess prepping people for Kylie Minogue's, I guess, next album. But what I think is going to happen, and I could be wrong, I think it's just going to be shelved. Or Kylie Minogue's going to end up releasing her newest album on another label. I don't think that it's going to. They're talking about it right now, but I don't think it's going to actually moving forward. I don't think it's going to. I don't think it's going to come out on Rock Nation. I think it's going to be shelved. And they're not going to really. She's going to be let out of her contract sometime in 2014 or 15, and she's going to release another album under another label. That's what I think is going to happen. But I could be wrong. I definitely don't see an album coming out in late 2013. And if it does, it's going to be independently released through some kind of iTunes label or something like that. We can just hurry up and download it and make the purchase or whatever. But I don't think there's anything officially going to come out on Rock Nation. I could be wrong. This is just me talking here. I did love Kylie Minogue's "Can't Get You Out of My Head" song that came out back in 2002 or whatever that year was. Kylie Minogue always makes some good little pop dance, songs. Maybe I don't know if I guess maybe a duet between her and Rihanna since she's signed to the label. Maybe that might come out, huh? Who knows? Speaking of collaborations, you know who I think would make a good collaboration song with Kylie Minogue? Mono Baggens. I think that would be tight. A track, Mono Baggens with Kylie Minogue on the hook. That would be a banger. That something like that should definitely happen. And Mono Baggens also has a new single coming out called "You Drive Me Crazy," and it has a pop singer on it by the name of Bela on the hook. And I think that a track with Kylie Minogue on the hook, a pop dance type track, I think that would definitely work. I don't know. But anyway, all y'all feel free to post your opinions. What do you think about this? If you think about this, if you have any opinion on it at all, what do you think about Kylie Minogue joining Rock Nation? Also, I want to give a rest in peace. I want to say rest in peace to Big Pun. It recently was the 13-year anniversary of his death. He passed away sometime in February of 2000, and it's been 13 years later, and I still say he's one of the greatest lyricists. Because one thing I liked about Big Pun is he had those multiple syllable rhyme schemes, and a lot of people, a lot of artists these days don't do that. With these new guys coming up, especially with these dirty South rappers, a lot of them don't come with that multiple syllable, multiple wordplay type type tracks, verses. And Big Pun had those for days, and they made sense. He just wasn't rhyming just to be rhyming, but he rhymed a lot of different stuff, and it was still hot. You know, it's still relevant to whatever song he was doing. He was brilliant. Um, I still bump his two first albums. The first two albums he had, the Capital Punishment. Capital Punishment was like that. Like that gritty boom bap, type album. It was very gritty, very grimy. Um, even though they had the commercial track, even the commercial tracks had a little bit of grittiness to it. Big Pun, that he was, the first Latino rapper to go platinum. That he made history with that Capital Punishment, especially with the single "Still Not a Player." Everybody was singing that, and then the second album, "Yeah Baby," "Yeah Baby" was a little clean, a little polished, a little more kind of rehearsed, but Big Pun still ripped it. On that second album, kind of Big Pun was kind of, in my opinion, I think he on some tracks he was kind of, I don't say mimicking Eminem. I don't want to be blasphemous say anything like that, but you know how Eminem, when he came out with the Slim Shady LP around that time, and he had the kind of the witty, funny. He was also doing the multiple syllable, lyrics and stuff too. And Big Pun, it seems like he was trying to get a little funny and witty with it, and have the little ad libs that Eminem was doing, like farting in the background and saying, "Oh yeah," little stuff like that. But Yeah Baby was still tight. It was a little more cleaner than Capital Punishment as far as production. But it still had bangers on it. Um, so yeah, for you younger guys who aren't really up on it, you guys should definitely go back and check out Capital Punishment and Yeah Baby. You can go on YouTube and Google it. Go on YouTube and put in Big Pun and just listen to some old tracks. Listen to some old stuff. It definitely inspire you. Because I wish we had another artist that kind of could deliver the verses like Big Pun did. All right. Now that's basically all I wanted to talk about in this edition of the Blastcast. I wanted to discuss Kylie Minogue, and then also wanted to pay my respects to Big Pun. Anybody listening, feel free to drop your comments. Say what you have to say. Also, definitely check out the Mono Baggens single. On fire, and also the upcoming single "You Drive Me Crazy." That's coming out real soon too. I also want to say if you're also interested in email blast, definitely email us at thegiantblast@aol.com if you have a product that you want to sell and you want to get more people to buy it, or if you have a service that you provide, you want more people to know about it. Doing it with an email blast is definitely one of the best ways to do it. So definitely check that out. All right. And again, I'm just some guy named Jay. You've been listening to the Blastcast. Good night.